Let's think about how you work as a team. It's quite likely that when you pitch your idea, your company to the judges, there are going to be several of you pitching. That can make it much more difficult, particularly if you haven't worked that closely together before. So obviously, as I said much earlier on, you need to plan and prepare. You need to know very carefully what each person's role is, how long they're going to be speaking for, what they're going to be speaking about, and most importantly, how you get from one person to the next. It may sound simple, how you throw from one person in the team to the next person in the team, but you've got to rehearse it. You've got to plan it. You've got to know exactly how it's going to work. So if you're going to be working as a team, make sure that you've run through that a number of times, that you know how to go from one person to another. And if it happens that somebody's unavailable on the day when you have to pitch to the judges, make sure there's somebody who could stand in. Always have a reserve, always have a substitutes bench who's been there, someone who's been there all the time, who's seen what you do, understood what goes on, or you might have to expand your own offering to make sure that you've got the team consistent. And consistency is another thing. Tell a consistent story. Make sure that everyone has the same message and is able to deliver it in the most effective way. This is particularly important when it comes to Q&A. We're going to be talking about questions and answers in a moment. But when you're in a team and you're running a Q&A, you have to be consistent. You have to tell the same story. One of the things that can undo a pitch, undo a presentation, is where two people in the same team are telling a slightly different story, or worse still, a contradictory story. You must avoid that. So at all costs, make sure you've rehearsed everything. Make sure that your story is absolutely consistent from one team member to another. Make sure you've rehearsed the transitions from one team member to another, and make sure you have a team leader. Not necessarily the most important person on the team, but a person who is running the show, a person who can decide who's going to take a question, a person who can make sure that everything is closed down at the end of your pitch and at the end of the Q&A section. So, tell a consistent story, practice and rehearse as a team, make sure that everyone knows exactly what their role is.